Hello and welcome to the Redmen TV. Smooth start as always. First live show, completely fucked. This live show, hopefully it won't be because it's running off my phone and not the friggin' internet that we pay for here. If you've already watched this show, I'll do it a little bit different. Not loads, to be honest. I'm going to stick with the same sort of theme. Got loads and loads and loads of news for you, though, seriously. It's Friday. We've got Naby Keita news. We've got Virgil van Dijk news. We've got Moreno news. We've got Caulker news. Caulker news on a Friday, just for you. Do you know what I mean? We've got Emre. We've got something about a Sevilla goalkeeper. Not a Sevilla goalkeeper, a Sevilla goalkeeper. Didn't do that the first time, did I? Anyway, we're going to get straight into Gabriele Marcotti stuff. Who says Naby Keita has agreed personal terms with Liverpool? I can't believe I didn't mention this the first time around. Tapping up anyone? Again? Liverpool? Seriously? Why does a journalist know if we've agreed personal terms with somebody? Now, Marcotti is a senior writer at ESPN and he also a Times columnist. So he's a very, very well-respected journalist. He's got nearly 500,000 Twitter followers, so he's a lot bigger than some of the other guys, but he's not known for his stuff on Liverpool. That being said, I genuinely believe that he believes Liverpool have got something agreed. But we're going to go into some tweets. We did this last time. We're going to try and do it again. So we're going to get the tweets up. Basically, somebody said, Gab, I thought Liverpool had a deal in place with Keita. At least I thought that's what I heard you say on ESPN. And Gabriele Marcotti has come back with this run of tweets. That's my understanding. ... Agreement in principle on wages and contract length. I realise, though, that they would still need to agree with Leipzig, and agreements in principle only matter so much. Tapping up. It depends on a ton of factors. That 70 million fee that has been talked about is huge, but many are reporting today that Liverpool are willing to pay it. It will come to that later on. I'm not 100% on that. I'd imagine they'd be willing to push the boat up, but not that far. Also, because there doesn't seem to be other bids. Some other factors to consider. One, Leipzig have a ton of money, so less pressure to sell, and could give Keita an improved deal. Two, how bad does Keita actually want to move? Is he willing to force a sale? And three, Liverpool have other areas to strengthen too. Spending patterns suggest they'll want to sell too. Can they get their other stuff done at numbers with which they're comfortable? So, first things first, the Mirror, or one of the other guys, David Anderson from the Mirror, Mr. Anderson, is reporting that Liverpool are willing to pay £70 million for Naby Keita. Wow. Imagine a world that we live in where we're going to spend 70 million quid. Just going to quickly go into the comments. Zubs-LFC, you'll never walk alone. Chris Pajak, do you think we will actually sign him? Fuck, I don't know. 70, not for 70 million quid. I just can't see it. Maybe 65, 68, 69, but not 70. I just don't know. Liverpool this summer seem to have their targets, and we've talked about players further down the list, and really we haven't seen any evidence of going after players further down the list. So for me, I believe truly and honestly that Naby Keita is our number one target, and I think Liverpool can raise 70 million quid if they need to. Look, you've got
Matt Caldwell.
What does Paul do? Some kind of woo? Yeah. We're not doing woos, say. Thank you very much. That's amazing. Where was the chat? I've not even seen it. It's just nab me Keita, lad. See, he didn't need a woo. He's nailed it with his actual thing. Woo. I'll woo for 5,000 likes. I'm going to do something dead special for 5,000 likes, though. If we get 5,000 likes on this video, I'm going to do something incredibly special on Monday. You know what that is. Well, you think you know anyway. You maybe do know anyway. Look, Liverpool can raise 70 million quid, definitely. You know, you've got Mamadou Sakho, you've got Daniel Sturridge, you've got Lucas Leiva, you've got Kev Stewart, you've got Lazar Markovic, you've got Shea Ojo. There's loads of players, and I think we could make 70 million quid from, do you know what I mean? Nudes all we riot, says Clachalad. John Scare says, nudes! All Mation 88 says, bring back Paul. I would. He's not here, so, you know, it's me. And that's it. For 5,000 likes, do you want Paul or do you want me to do something special? Let me know in the comments section. Okay, back onto the Naby Keita stuff. Look, 8 goals, 7 assists last season, first year in the Bundesliga, set it alight. Everybody does seem to think that he's got a lot better since football stopped. That is because highlights have had a lot more views than when I was watching them last season and stuff. And we were watching the Bundesliga show quite a bit last season as well. And he looks a great player. Like, is he worth 70 million? That can only be determined once he's played for us for a certain amount of time. You know, you can make a guess at whether he's worth 70 million before he's signed for us. In today's market, I would say that, you know, the 30 million that Chelsea paid, that is looking like, you know, he's a £100 million player nowadays, and Naby Keita at 70 million. Can we increase his value? Could he win us a league? Could he do something that makes him worth 70 million? Of course he could. Of course he could. Anyway, I move on. We'll talk about Virgil van Dijk next. James Pearce has said the only way in which Liverpool could realistically re-enter the race for Virgil van Dijk is if it becomes clear in the window that Southampton's stance has changed and they are listening to offers for the defender that cost them £13 million only 2 years ago. It's a bit of a mad one. Oh, remind me to come back to Total Oblivion's question, please, Si. He's tagged us in it. I'll talk about that later on. So Virgil van Dijk, yeah, I mean, again, it goes back to what I was saying a minute ago, doesn't it? Is that Liverpool only really seem to have those top-tier targets, and you know we've been sort of mooted with Koulibaly, but I don't think there's any genuine interest, if I'm honest. I've not seen enough. I've spoken to Melissa Reddy, I've spoken to James Pearce. None of them have said that Koulibaly's on our radar. It does very much seem to be like they're the targets that we're after. We're going to pursue them. And if they move somewhere else, then maybe we'll look elsewhere, all apart from maybe Andy Robertson, who has been on our list of targets for a while now at left-back. Look, if Chelsea start bidding for Virgil van Dijk, then Liverpool are going to get in there because he's our number one target and he wants to come to us ultimately. And soon Virgil van Dijk could become a problem that Southampton don't want to have. Now, new manager going in there, I'm not, you know, Pellegrini, whatever. There's no real Liverpool links there. He played for us. He was really bad. Liverpool fans barely remembered him. We wanted a centre-back from Valencia. We didn't get Robert Ayala. But, you know, he might come in and go, look, you got 10 million to spend. And he goes, well, we've got the assets we can sell. And you go, well, this guy here is boss, but 70 million. And I'm sure he'd back himself to spend that 70 million and make Southampton better. So you never know. I think we've just got another super chat in from Jack Ward. You'll never walk alone, from Chicago, Illinois. Thank you so much, Jack. It must be, what time is it over there, mate? It must be early. Late, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. Bears fan. Happy with the Mitchell Trubisky stuff? Give up a lot for one place, didn't you? Anyway, back to footy. We're going to go and talk about... Dun, dun, dun! A Sevilla goalkeeper, Sergio Rico, who AS are reporting that Liverpool are in the race with Chelsea to sign. Bullshit. Don't believe a word of that. Next, we're going to talk about Emre Can. Big well done to Emre Can, who assisted the 4th goal as Germany progressed by a 4-1 win to the Confederations Cup final. I hope, Emre, you come back a winner again, like you have done already in the past. Big end of the season for Emre Can. You know, I'd rather have got knocked out really early and had a bit of a rest this summer, if I'm honest. But if you're going to go into the competition, you may as well win it. Always good. So a little bit of a change of pace here. Stephen Caulker came out yesterday and has talked about depression in football and that he is depressed. Shows that footballers don't always have the best of everything they want. Being in the public eye can be difficult for some of these guys. Different personalities deal with it in different ways. Just a bit of a show of unity for former Red Stephen Caulker. And for anybody suffering from depression, not enough is known about this disease. Not enough is done about this disease. Not enough is made of it in social media and all that type of stuff, because loads and loads and loads of people are suffering from it. I just want to show my support to everybody who is, and I do hope that Klopp playing you up front for Liverpool has not, in fact, in any way, shape or form, made you a little bit depressed. Anyway, you know, massive show of unity for Stephen Caulker. It takes a brave man to come out and say that, especially when you're in the public eye and stuff as well. Finally, Moreno has said, apparently, that Liverpool he wants, well, Moreno, sorry, has had 11. We've had an 11 million bid. Well, we've turned down fucking hell an 11 million bid from Napoli for him. Moreno wants to stay at Liverpool. Apparently, will fight for his place. Liverpool won't be signing a replacement left back unless Moreno does leave the football club. We're holding out for 15 million quid. I think that's really, really good from Liverpool again in a world where we got 15 for Jordan Ibe. As little football as Moreno's played, holding his value, I think there are teams out there. There's supposed to be a bidding war. Get the money that you want for the man, and then spend money wisely afterwards. And Andy Robertson from Hull, who I think is a decent left back. I don't think he's a great left back. I don't think he's going to be a world beater for Liverpool if we do sign him. I don't think he's dog shit either. The way some of the stuff I've heard, some people I've heard talk about him, it's borderline disrespectful, to be honest with you. He was a Premier League footballer. He now plays in the Championship for Hull. He was Scottish Player of the Year a few years ago when he was very, very young and stuff like that. So, you know what, Andy Robertson, I don't exactly want him at Liverpool, but as a backup option, yeah, I mean, I kind of spoke about this on the last show, the one that was done about an hour ago. Look, I'm happy with Milner, and I get a little bit of abuse for being okay with having James Milner as our left back next season. I just honestly think that realistically, Liverpool have got bigger fish to fry this transfer window. Apologies for repeating myself, but you know, if we had 40 million extra to spend on Mendy, and we managed to get in Keita, and we managed to get in Van Dijk, and we managed to get in maybe another forward type of player, then yeah, left back's the next one, and left back next season will be the first place that I'm looking to improve upon. But right now, yeah, maybe not. We've got a couple of.
We had a fiver.
Wow, a fiver. What we'll do in order. Pedro von Wurzelberger. Greetings from Adelaide. Wasn't expecting that. South Australia, you'll never walk alone. Wow. The reach of Redmen TV truly astounds me. Thank you so much, Pedro, for the chat and stuff. You know what I don't get about it is that we started this in Paul's back room just for something to do. And now we're getting to talk to people over in Australia, and it's incredible. It's amazing, and it's mad, and thank you so much for it, because you're honestly letting me do something that I absolutely love doing. True Paddy Boy ___ 5 quid. Wow, who drops out of midfield if we sign Keita? As we will have 5 players, maybe 6 playing for 3 positions, with all of them wanting starts. I don't know. Honest answer. I think you're right, though. True, Paddy. You got Keita, you got Henderson, you got Chan, you got Wijnaldum, you've got Coutinho, you've got Lallana. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Coutinho on the left wing a lot this season. You know, I think it would be almost negligent of us to think that we're going to go into the season with just Mane and Salah as our 2 wingers. I think if anything else, if we let anything last season, it was that we do need more wingers, because Mane was out and we went absolutely shit. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Coutinho on the left wing. I wouldn't be surprised to see 3 behind a 1, as in a 4-2-3-1, with Coutinho and Lallana dropping in. I'm really interested to see how we do it with the Champions League football and stuff. Me and Sai have been looking at the fixtures and stuff, and there is a lot of congestion in our fixture list next season, even just with the hopeful 6 games from the Champions League. When you throw in the 2 cups and stuff like that, we're going to need a big squad this season, and having a big squad with good players is obviously better for Liverpool Football Club. I hope I've answered your question. Thanks very much for the donations, massively appreciated. Okay, let's go back into the comments then. Watching you in Melbourne, says Stephen Marr. Good transfer cover, just wonder why you don't think a left back is a higher priority than the Ox or Keita. I genuinely believe that Keita would be a first team player and a massive improvement on what we've got. Oxlade-Chamberlain gives us that strength and depth that we need for some of the stuff that I've just talked about. You know, whenever we picked up an injury last season, let's say Mane went out, because that's the main one, right? Not only are you losing Mane's pace and his directness and everything that he gives us and his goals, but you're then moving Roberto Firmino out of his number 1 position, or you're moving Adam Lallana out of his number 1 position. You know, there's too many players that have to just move around last season, and that's what was happening. Whereas this season, if you lose one of those players, the Ox can pretty much play in any of those positions, and I really like that. And I do think we need a backup left back, and if Moreno stays, I'm not exactly comfortable with Moreno being our backup left-back, but I thought with the emergence of Trent Alexander-Arnold last season, Nathaniel Clyne could always step over to left-back and Trent play right-back. James Milner proved that, you know, he can play really well in that left-back position. Can he do it for the entire season? I think we saw the limitations towards the end of the season. I don't think he was anywhere near as good as he was at the beginning of the season. I don't think he really, where he was poor, when he missed the penalty, and he actually played better in after that. Maybe it was a couple of games, I can't remember now, to be honest. So yeah, I think, you know, ultimately, I think we can get through next season. I'd like to see the midfield and the attack strengthened, and consequently that midfield and attack play better as a defensive unit to support the defenders as well. I hope I've answered your question. Thanks for asking. Okay, any other decent ones you've seen, Si?
The fella asked about Germany, didn't he?
Oh yeah, so we are going over to Germany for the tour. We will be releasing details of that probably middle to end of next week. On the 28th of July, the day before Liverpool play Hertha Berlin, we will be hosting a live show in Berlin City Centre. If you're over there, join us. And on the day of the game as well, we'll be having beers. And afterwards, we'll be recording fan cams and all that. And then Paul will be heading on to the Munich games in the Audi Cup as well. We won't be doing anything major over there. Hopefully some interviews would be really nice with anybody. So if you're over there, do get in touch, interact at theredmentv.com. Anything else, Si?
Coming to Dublin? No, we're not.
No, we're not. I don't think we're going to be able to make it to Dublin. Honestly, it's difficult. We've made a call to go to Germany, and we're not rich. We don't make fucking money. So that's just the way that is, unfortunately.
Joe Gomez is left back, someone said.
Yeah, you know what? I totally forgot about Joe Gomez. I mean, I think back to 2 seasons ago when we played West Ham at Anfield and we lost 3-0, and they absolutely bullied him and basically gave him the ball and said beat us, and he couldn't, and he was ruined that day for me. But other than that, he had some really good performances for Liverpool. I'm worried about him coming back from injury. I think Klopp wants to see him this pre-season before he decides whether he'll go out on loan or not. But it's certainly an option there. And who knows? Eastwood Henderson says sell Hendo and Moreno. I wouldn't be selling Henderson. He's one of our best players, personally. You're obviously entitled to your opinion. Although Emre Can deputised really well towards the end of the last season for him. Firkin Khan says crash. Right. Jake Billing says oi, 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 oi. And yeah, we get it, mate. I've seen it. Thanks for that. Okay, 5,000 likes. I am going to do something special on Monday's video. 5,000 likes on this video. Something incredibly special. You know, and I know. Anyway, it's been an absolute pleasure once again. Thanks, everybody, for jumping in the comments section. Thanks for asking your questions. Sorry I couldn't say hello to everybody. Hello, Marzi. And I will see you on Monday, hopefully with 5,000 likes and something really special. Cian, you might know. Check the comments. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Ta-ra.